All right. Let's move on now and go to England, where Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has submitted an increased fourth bid to buy Manchester United. Sheikh Jassim's renewed offer, believed to be close to £5 billion, but shy of the Glazer family's £6 billion valuation, was submitted to the Rain Group, the New York based investment bank overseeing the sale of the club, on Tuesday morning. The third and final round of the bidding concluded on April 28th, but with reports last week claiming a revised offer from Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos had put them in pole position to acquire United. Sheikh Jassim has moved again. Sheikh Jassim believes his bid is a very competitive one, which brings huge benefits to Manchester United, including clearing nearly £1 billion worth of club debt and a separate fund to redevelop Old Trafford, the surrounding area, and the club's Carrington training ground. Ineos values United at a higher price than Sheikh Jassim's bid, but it is not for the whole club and would give the Glazers the opportunity to keep a 20% stake. Now, the bid from Jim Ratcliffe would eventually benefit the Glazers family with more money than Sheikh Jassim is currently offering. Eventually, they might even make as much as the £6 billion they are looking for overall. But £5 billion in hand right now to walk away. Would you take that deal?
Mika, please, can you allow me to do this? I will talk from two positions. As a Manchester United fan and as a journalist. The Glazer family, classless, shameful, greedy, selfish, and very inconsiderate. When I saw Sheikh Jassim increase his bid to purchase outrightly Manchester United, initially he dropped £5 billion. Ask this greedy Glazer family. They bought United with debt. How much did they buy United? Less than £800,000. United, as I speak, are owing £1 billion debt at £5 billion to purchase outrightly. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I don't pray he gets it because he wants to purchase about 51%. The Glazer family will still own 21, and that means in the near future they will still earn more money. But if these people are considerate and they have the love of football and they want United to grow, they should give it to Sheikh Jassim, who has given them the final bid, which is take it or leave it. He's going to pay them more than that £5 billion. He's going to offset the £1 billion debt United is owing. The whole thing Ronaldo complained about, that he had an unexpected and a classless interview with Piers Morgan, all will be sorted out. Yes, Ronaldo said the right things, but in the wrong way. He said he's going to fix all the facilities and everything. And you can be rest assured that they are going to sign quality players. These are the things Sheikh Jassim want to bring to Manchester United. This is somebody that does not really love football. He is doing it because of his son, who loves football so much. And he wants to transform Manchester United to be a competing team rather than to be a team that is fighting for top four. We know what United are known for. United in May celebrated in a wrong way. 10 years of not winning a trophy, because the last time they won was back in 2013 under the greatest manager of all time, Sir Alex Dr. Chapman Ferguson. But look at where United are now. And this is what this man wants to bring to the table. Mikhail, check all the clubs in Premier League that is run by American owners. They are very, very self-centered and very nonsense people. They pride business than titles. Let me come to your darling club, Chelsea, because you not claim not to be a Chelsea supporter. Todd Bowley and the consortium people, Look at how they are running Chelsea. Was that how Roman did it? Go to Liverpool, John W. Henry. Look at how they are running Liverpool. Look at Arsenal, Stan Kroenke. He decided to support New York Yankees, the American football team, and New York Knicks, the basketball team, more than he will support Arsenal. And then you now come to Manchester United, where you have the Glazer family. When United was not qualifying for Champions League, they were even making more money than a team that we have tagged to be Camp Mosquetieres. In Spain, they call it 14 titles. Real Madrid, they say they have the Champions League logbook with them. United is making more money than them. Guess what? That was drawn by the former chief executive. His name is Ed Woodward, but I love to call him Ed Coward. He left the position, gave it to another business person, Richard Arnold. He's the one running it now. And you cannot compare when we had Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill, who was the chief executive. They were winning titles and they were also doing well off the field. But these American owners love to make more money more than the titles. So I'm very, very disappointed that these guys are still holding United by the jugular, despite going to make so much money. If you have bought a club for less than £1 billion and somebody is offering you over £5 billion, it's going to offset your debt, and you are still doing a bit of consideration. No, sanity must prevail, and these guys must leave.
Now to talk as a journalist, because I have heard a lot of passion as a fan from you.
As a journalist, they just need to sell that club because they are going to make more money. All right. The only reason we do business is to make money. They've made money already from Manchester United, and this person is still going to pay you this huge amount of money. I know that if they don't sell the 100% takeover to Sheikh Jassim, if they sell to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, they're going to make more money than what he is offering. I mean, Sheikh Jassim. But I think on the balance of where United are now, United should be competing with a certain Manchester City and Arsenal. In January, when the coach Eric Ten Hag was complaining that they don't have a striker, United don't have a striker. Anthony Martial cannot stay fit to save his life. And when he was injured, they were looking for strikers. These selfish people said they were not going to release money for Manchester United to buy strikers. And that's why they were getting people on loan. Marcel Sabitzer, that was gotten from Bayern Munich on loan. They got in Wout Weghorst from Besiktas. Is Besiktas, or better still, Wout Weghorst, the kind of striker Manchester United need? Look at the conversion rate of Weghorst. But you can't blame them. They paid about £2 million. Just imagine that they got a potent striker in like a Lewandowski, in like an Harry Kane, or an Erling Brot Haaland. Ole said something recently. I know he has his own fault. He said he introduced Erling Haaland to them when he was still at Molde. This guy, for this amount, get him. You know what Erling Haaland did when he played for Norway at Under-20 World Cup? They got knocked out in the group stage, but he set a record. In one of their games, even against Austria, I think he scored about 8-9 goals in a single game. So this guy has been showing the sign of a very good player. But guess what? They turned those things down. And that's why. And you imagine how they are doing business, how they are spending money. Look at the most expensive fridge in the world. And one of the most useless captain United ever have, aspire to inspire like a Maguire who should retire. You spend £80 million on Maguire. People are even saying, if you had spent that money on Bitcoin, we would have had about 200 and something million pounds by now. But you expended that same money on Harry Maguire. Maguire cannot defend this relationship, let alone defend for Manchester United. And you can see that he's a non-playing captain now. He's sitting on the bench. You know, so you can look at the business that they have done. Look at a certain Marian Fellaini. Fellaini was bought for about £27 million when Fellaini was available for 22. So they've done a lot of business. They've done a lot of business that calls for questioning. And so the Glazer family needs to go. If Jassim is offering you that amount of money, it's not going to be carrying.
It's enough. Seun, it's enough. Please. We need to move on. And while I can feel the passion in in your voice. Two major points need to be made here. Regarding the running of this club, it is a business, and most clubs are run as businesses, even when they are owned by a passionate owner. One major point to be made here is that for the love of money, as you said, these American owners, the Glazers family, would benefit from letting somebody else take the reins of the club while still owning a percentage, a significant percentage of the club, with revenue being shared, because ultimately, by the time they collect whatever the £5 billion that they would be getting from Sheikh Jassim, that would be slashed practically in half by taxes. It makes more sense for them to allow for Ratcliffe to own 51% of the club while they take a cutback and own just 21%. Another point to be made here is the fact that of all these clubs that have been bought recently in England, very few of them have been bought by a British person. In fact, if we talk about Prince Jassim taking over this club now, we're looking at three Middle Eastern owners who would be running effectively the three most expensive, three richest clubs in the league. Surely that would give anyone pause, any neutral pause.
You know, the truth is, while I understand that British have not been able to buy clubs in England, this is not a case of empathy. It's a case of people who come and spend wisely. You saw the investment by the Qatari owners for Man City, and you can see where it's taking them to. Man City have won the Premier League title, and they have equaled the record of Ferguson as the only manager in the history of Premier League to win a Premier League 3 times on 2 occasions.
Abu Dhabi owners.
Abu Dhabi, that's why the Qatar, you know, so let's have these guys come on board and let's have some level of competition. You can see what Newcastle are doing. They are the richest club in the world. And you can see what Paris Saint-Germain are doing. So let's have, this is not emotional. It's somebody who wants to invest in a club and get the result. I remember when Ken Bates sold Chelsea to Roman Abramovich. Roman said the reason I fell in love with football was the style of football that Barcelona was playing. We call it tiki-taka. We call it tomitoyu. And we call it yori-yori kind of football. So that was what lured him. And this man expended so much money and didn't really get any dividend. Like, he didn't make so much money while he was at Chelsea. So let's have people who have the love of football and wants.
Seun, have we lost you?
You said what?
Sorry, it sounded like we lost you.
I'm okay. I said let's have people who come and invest in the football, and let's have good performance on the field of play. Not this tepid, abject, and lethargic performance you see from Manchester United.